Hello everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video, and today's video is going to be another reading wrap up for the month of August. And I know I didn't upload one of these for July, but that's purely because I was just so busy in August that I just didn't get around to it. Hence why I only read 4 books in August, which is not as much as I wanted to, especially with it being summer and I go back to uni this month. But you know what, that's still like a book a week considering I was busy, so I'd take that as a win. And also please ignore my appearance, but I feel like honestly, we've had such a crap summer, let's be honest. But now that it's like actually like getting towards the colder weather again, it's like when it's cold, like I just can't be bothered. And also, let's be honest, after I've filmed this, I'm just gonna get back in bed. I'm gonna get back in bed anyway, and I'm just gonna edit. So I'm literally sat with like a blanket on me and my hoodie on. But this is just a chill like reading wrap up, so let's just get right into it. So the first book I read this month was The Split by Sharon Bolton, and the blurb on the back says, "She's got nowhere left to hide. A year ago, Felicity Lloyd fled England to a remote island, escaping her past and the man she once loved. Can she keep running her whole life? And now he's coming for her. Freddie Lloyd has served time for murder and now he wants her back. Wherever she is, he won't stop until he finds her. Will he be able to track her to the ends of the earth? Together they'll find themselves trapped and in danger. Who will survive?" So this was a really interesting book, and I rated this book 4 stars on Goodreads. I just want to put out, although it wasn't like, I didn't read a lot of books this month, the content I read I really enjoyed, so that kind of like balances it out. And basically the main character Felicity, we see as she kind of has like amnesia, or like basically she went through, I don't want to spoil it if anyone wants to read it, but she went through like trauma as a child, so things from her memory like kind of blocks out, so she doesn't remember things as they are. So we're kind of like learning things as the character learns them, so like nothing's exposed too quickly. And there was some like plot twists, especially with the whole Freddie thing, that like really shocked me at the end. Like you do not expect Freddie to be like who Freddie is. So yeah, and it brought attention to, is it multiple personality disorder? If that's the incorrect term, someone please tell me. Oh god, what's going on with my hair? I mean, it brought attention to that, but it was kind of, I feel like everything that talks about like multiple personality disorder, whether that be in a book or a film, they kind of bring it about negatively. Like, do you know that film The Split? Like, I feel like people with multiple personality disorder aren't like murderers and psychopaths. So I'd actually love to read a book at some point that like portrays them just like normal people, normal characters, like just going about their day-to-day life. But you know, I suppose it kind of like added to the book with like all the twists and the turns and stuff. So yeah, overall I did enjoy this book, and I'd recommend again if you're into like thrillers and like, or like want to learn more about like mental health. I mean, don't take it too seriously because obviously it's not that accurate of an account, but yeah, it has some good plot twists in it, and overall I did enjoy reading it. I must say it did take me a while to get into at the beginning, but once I was into it I got through it pretty quickly. And then the second book I read in August was House of Hollows by Crystal Sutherland, and I just love the cover. Like, I just think it's so pretty, like the flowers and the way like the author's name matches the pinks. I think it's so beautiful. And then the blurb says, "Dark, dangerous things happen around the Hollow sisters. Ever since they disappeared as children, only to reappear a month later with no memory of what had happened to them. Odd, eerie occurrences follow in their wake. When Gray, the eldest, goes missing again, Iris and Vivi are left to figure out the mystery, but they aren't the only ones looking for her. As they brush against the supernatural, Iris realises that the world that returned them 10 years ago might be calling them back, but just how much horror lies beneath the surface." And I rated this 5 stars. I think this is just recently getting quite popular on like BookTok and like Bookstagram and stuff, and I know some people have like different opinions on it because it's not like so much as like a thriller or like a crime thriller or something. It's more like supernatural and stuff, but I enjoy stuff like that, so that's probably why I rated it at 5 stars. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I did not expect the ending to like be back. I don't know, I just did not expect the ending at all. I did not expect it to come out like about what the Hollow sisters. It's really hard to talk about books like this because they rely so much on like the little things in the plot that you just don't want to bring up if people want to read them. But if you're into like supernatural and like thriller and crime and things like that, then I honestly think you'd really like this. Like, it's well written. I grew to really like the characters, and I feel like they built it up well. Like, there was a really good like backstory and stuff to go into everything. So if you're into like supernatural thriller, not really crime, it's not like a crime thriller, more like supernatural, then you'd really enjoy this. Again, I love the cover. I think it's so pretty. It's quite simple, but I think it's really pretty. And I'm really glad I read this. I picked this up a while ago from Waterstones on like buy one get one half price or something, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then the next book I read this month was actually on Kindle, so I'll just put a picture of it here. But I think it's called Someone I Used to Know by Paige Toon, and it was actually the Beth's Book Club monthly pick. Hold up, I'll get the blurb just to like read out to you, seeing as I've done it for all the rest. Yeah, Someone I Used to Know by Paige Toon, and the blurb is, so much can change in half a lifetime. Then at 15, George is the foster brother Leah never asked for. As the angry, troubled boy struggles to come to terms with his circumstances, Leah finds himself getting drawn closer to him. Theo's wealthy family have mysteriously pulled him out of boarding school, and he's now enrolled at the local state school with Leah and George. When their worlds collide that summer, the three teenagers form a bond they believe will be unbreakable, but life doesn't always go to plan. Now, shocking news brings Leah back to Yorkshire, baby daughter in tow, but Emily's father Theo isn't with them, and George has unexpectedly returned. After half a lifetime, have they healed the scars of their pasts? Will coming home set their hearts in a different direction? And again, absolutely love this book. Rated it 5 stars. It's probably not something I would have seen myself picking up if it wasn't like the book for the book club. So I'm so glad I read it, and I definitely want to read more of Paige Toon's book. I have a feeling she's going to be like an author by now if she ever brings out something new. But of course I need to get through all the stuff she's brought out before. But I love this book. The plot twist about Theo that came out, I did not see coming at all. That was like a punch in the gut. That hit me. If you read this book, please let me know your thoughts. I absolutely loved it. It's one of them books I'd like recommend to anyone. I think it's one of my favourites I've read out of the year. So if I do like my favourite books of the year like recap thing, it'll definitely be up there because I just absolutely loved it. I loved the bond, oh god, I've already forgotten the names, but Theo, was it called Grace or something? And then, oh my god, and George. Basically the main 3 characters. I love the bond that they've like created, and I love like the incorporation of like adoption and fostering and like how it impacts children's lives and stuff, because that's not something I'm very like educated on. I'm quite lucky with the family I was put into. I've never had to go through some of these traumatic things that these kids have gone through, so it was really enlightening to see from like another child's perspective as well. So yeah, I would highly recommend that book to like literally anyone. And then the last book I read this month was The Ice Twins by S.K. Tremaine, and I gave this 3 stars. And I'll read the blurb and then I'll get into talking about it. After one of their identical twin daughters, Lydia, dies in an accident, Angus and Sarah Moorcroft move to a remote Scottish island hoping to mend their shattered lives. But when their surviving child Kirsty claims they have mistaken her identity, that she in fact is Lydia, their world comes crashing back down. They know one of their daughters died, but can they be sure which one? Honestly, I just found this like unsatisfying. Like to me, the end was unsatisfying, like the build up, it was unsatisfying, and I feel like it was well written, but it just needed a bit more like oomph. Like the ending, it's like it was confusing, and I just didn't feel like it wasn't satisfying for me to read. After reading the whole thing, I was like, are you serious? That's it. It's supposed to be like another thrillery thing, I don't know. Honestly, the character I had the most attachment to was Beanie the dog. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was the character I felt most inclined to read about. I don't know, I just feel like lots of things were said for like no reason, and it's like, why would you give me that information if it's not gonna matter? And just like, I don't know. I mean, read it if you want. Because I thought the blurb sounded really good, but the direction it went in just personally wasn't for me. But yeah, overall I had a pretty good month of reading. I don't know, this didn't top it off brilliantly, but it's done now. So that was my perspective on that one. Oh god, I really regret throwing that now. But anyway, that was all the books I read in August. As you can see, like 3/4 of the books I really enjoyed. I'd highly recommend, especially Someone I Used to Know by Paige Toon. If you've read that, please let me know what you think, because I absolutely loved it. And also, if you like Paige Toon in general, please recommend to me like some other books by her that I should read, because I really want to read more books by her. So yeah, I hope maybe September, despite the fact I'm going back to uni and I know I'm really busy again, I hope to read like more consistently. But yeah, let's just see how that goes. I hope you all had a good month of reading in August too. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I hope you stick around and watch more of my videos.